Welcome to the Wake Up Dad Show. This is episode number 3.
Wake up, Dad!
Are you confused and overwhelmed about your role in all the craziness that is being a dad? Are you struggling to create the life you hope for? Are you looking for other dads to share your struggles and your triumphs? Or do you just need help waking up in the morning? Join your host, Dr. Scott Vatcher, as he explores the amazing and sometimes crazy world of being a dad. This is the Wake Up Dad Show.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Wake Up Dad Show. Today I'm going to talk about purpose. But before I get into purpose, what I'm going to do is have a review of the 5 P's of Dadhood. This is something that I want all the listeners to get a grasp of because it's really what we're going to be focusing on for pretty much every episode, whether it be many components of it all in one episode or one component like we are going to do today. So, the 5 P's of Dadhood. Number 1, purpose. It's the reason why you're here. It's what you're going to leave behind, or what I call your legacy. It's the big picture stuff, but also, as I'm going to talk about today, not getting too bogged down in the big picture because, let's face it, we really don't know where things are going to be as time goes on. So I chunk it down into smaller sections. I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. The second P is power. Really about reaching optimal health, guys. Taking control of your life and stop making excuses. 3 is parenting, being the best version of ourselves for our kids and our partners. 4 is providing, taking care of our families and being a role model for our kids. And number 5 is passion in our relationships and in our lives. So for today's episode, we're going to be talking about purpose or legacy. And what I'm going to do also, guys, is as I'm going through here, I'm going to give you a few tips, a few tidbits, a few things that I may do, some strategies, etc., to get you guys started. So when it comes to that, guys, I want you to think big picture, but not get too bogged down in it. Have a think about 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, depending on how old you are. What kind of life do you want? Where do you want to be physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, and in your relationships? So that's the big picture. And you can write that down, you can visualize it, you can vision board it, whatever you want. But really what I want you to do is just have a think about that. Take 5-10 minutes even and just break it down. But this is the key that I think is much more important, is to have a strategy for what's going to happen over the next 3 months, 12, 13 weeks. So I want you to chunk it down into those bite-sized pieces and set goals for yourself. So think about the 5 P's. Set a goal for where you want to be, how you want to feel about yourself, and what you might want to leave behind if you died 3 months from now. Think about power. Think about where do you want to be physically? Where do you want to lose weight? Do you want to gain weight? Do you want to gain muscle? Do you want to be able to do certain things? So for example, for myself, over the next 12 weeks, I want to be able to do 25 strict pull-ups. And latest count in my maximum pull-ups is 20. So I'm almost there, but an extra 5 at the end. If anyone knows strict pull-ups, that extra 5 can be pretty daunting, pretty tough to achieve. So it's a goal of mine for the next 12-week block. So guys, get a journal, a book, a piece of scrap of paper, get a pen, a pencil, a crayon, something, because these have to be written down. They absolutely have to be written down, guys. I've got 3 or 4 journals on the go at the moment for different aspects of my life. So if you haven't got any, make sure to get one. If you do have one, then maybe you need to break it up into a few like I have for different reasons. One is for this podcast. Another is for my business ventures. Another is for my physical stuff. So, just get a journal, get a crayon, get whatever. Write down goals for the next 3 months. So 3 months from now, where do you want to be? And then you want to break it down into weekly actions and then even into daily actions. So what you need to do is break that down and review it daily. So sit down, quiet time, give yourself anywhere 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes at some point during the week and chunk it down, write down some weekly goals and then a daily goal. So ideally, you would be doing this in the morning, guys. So first thing in the morning, you wake up, give yourself an extra 5 or 10 minutes. And I know that can be tough sometimes, given our schedules as dads and our sleep patterns and all the rest of it. But an extra 5 to 10 minutes to organize yourself through the day will pay dividends, will pay huge, huge, huge dividends. So give yourself that at the beginning of the day. In the next few interviews that I do that will be released, we talked about a few different routines that can be done in the morning. One is Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning. One is Robin Sharma's 20-20-20. So stay tuned for the next couple of interviews that I do with some amazing speakers, and stay tuned for that. Yeah, so that you can get those in much, much more detail. But think about this. What do you want for yourself? Because if you have no direction, there's no chance that you're going to get there. If you don't have a compass pointing you in the right direction and you want to get to a particular place and you're going in the wrong direction, you can keep going, keep trying as hard as you possibly can. Keep heading west, looking for a sunrise. It's never going to happen, guys. So make sure to get that journal, write it down, chunk it down, have some ideas about the big picture stuff, but chunk it down into quarterly goals, 13-week goals, into weekly goals, into daily goals. Think about finances, think about fitness, think about personal development. In my personal development, I'm just looking through my goals over the next few months, and I just took up singing lessons. Well, not just, a couple of months ago, and I have not really been all that dedicated to practicing, basically. And I go back every 2 weeks for a lesson and realize I didn't really improve in that 2 weeks, but I didn't really practice. So it's written down now. Oh, another thing, guys, use your phones. For me, I really like journaling. I like writing it down physically with a pen, but then my daily action stuff is written in my phone. So that's a really good tidbit to get things done on a daily basis, and have a look at the end of the day. Make sure you completed it. If you didn't, you can complete it at that time, or you can put it to the next day if need be. And that's about it for today's lesson, if you want to call it a lesson, today's tidbit, today's activity. So homework, guys, get a journal, get writing down, look at your big picture, chunk it into weeks, chunk it into days, and keep in mind, without a direction, you're never going to hit your targets. So that's it for today, guys. Dr. Scott signing out. Please get in touch with me if you want. Send me an email, send me a Facebook, send me something. Let me know you're out there listening. Have a great day, guys.
Do you want to know more about the Wake Up Dad movement? Go to www.thewakeupdadshow.com to download any and all past issues of the show, claim your free gift, or to directly ask Dr. Scott any questions you have. Continue the conversation on the Facebook group Wake Up Dad. Share this podcast with other dads on iTunes or Google Play. Make sure to subscribe to the show and give us a rating so we can reach more dads. And dads, one last thing. Wake up!